Vancouver, Canada, where we're doing this very stream from. So you're going to get to, among a bunch of the devs, you get to play some unreleased content. So, for example, like if you saw our Fantastic Force recruitment, you would have been able to play that before anyone even had any idea what that was. So there's going to be kind of stuff like that in the Kabam kitchen. That's where we cook things, all the things that you guys see. So we are straight cooking. Anyway, we got massive reveals and roadmap teasers. We have our roadmaps like every month here on the stream. It's going to be so much more than that. And in red, just so it's very visible, Battle Realm Brawl is back.
Yes, it is.
It is back. Are you going to play Battle Realm Brawl?
I'm not allowed to qualify.
Oh.
I work here.
Yeah, me neither. Okay. Oh, that's great. All right, Summoners. We also have a Summoners Fest Realm event, and that's going to happen all summer long. There's more details coming, including how to qualify. You'll see all of that soon. Just keep an eye on our channels, especially our event page on the website. You're going to see many, many more details coming soon. And I think like you might get more details even like later today.
For this?
Yeah.
I think it's next week.
Yeah, a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about it.
Oh, for this?
Yeah.
Yes. And in the stream.
What? Yes.
Yes.
What were you talking about?
The blog post we're doing next week.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. All right. Jeez. Where'd that come from? Okay, next up we've got Fantastic Force Incursions.
That's right. So this is our typical Saga Incursions mode that we do every Saga at this point, right? This is the really fun one where you get to use your Saga champions, you get the fun boosts, you get the fun hacks. This one is going to be focused on Cosmics and Science champions. The rewards here, 10% of a Tier 7 basic catalyst. You got a Tier 4 Alpha, you got your research grants for Mr. Fantastic, you got Shatter Essence for Solvark, you got your 1 to 2 gem, 15 6-tone crystals, and look at that last thing down there. 15,000 Summoners Fest Realm event points. So that Realm event that we were just talking about, right? That's going to be lasting all summer long, and pretty much if you engage with the game in almost every facet, you're going to be gaining these Summoners Fest Realm points. So the more everybody plays, the better the rewards get, and there's some exciting, juicy stuff in there. I can't wait to show what everything is in there. Not today, not everything today.
Yeah, not everything today.
But there's some exciting stuff in there.
Yeah, so not just for you. Like, you're going in to play for you,
of
but
course.
You're also going in to play for everyone else.
For everybody.
Yeah.
For the whole realm.
For the whole,
one might say.
The battle, yes. The whole realm. Yeah, I like that. The whole realm.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Oh, well, you did talk about that already.
We'll go back.
Yeah, we'll go back. We'll go back to it.
You know, check out the forums next week, of course, for all the details. But the themed bosses is going to be Silver Surfer and Invisible Woman, right? New boss hacks, of course, will be rotated in. Older hacks will be rotated out. All the details will be on the forums and the website in the usual places, right? But this is essentially what's going to be going on.
All right, now we're on the next one. Alliance War Encounter Showcase. I like these.
Right. Yeah, these are fun. This is one of your favorite quests to do.
It is one of my favorite quests to do. Yeah, definitely don't mind doing that. We've got highlights of the Genesis and Coda tactic coming around this time around. Our completion rewards, as you can see right here on the screen. I don't really need to read that. You can just see that.
You don't need to read it, but there is one highlight, which is, once again, if you do exploration, which is just the 2 paths, you get 15,000 Summoners Fest points, right? 7,500 per path, essentially.
Yep.
One for completion, one for exploration. So again, this is 2 modes for the Saga that you engage in, and hey, boom. The whole realm benefits.
That's right.
And the Saga Champion Showcase, this is the one that you really like.
I do.
Right? That's the one that you really like. Once again, we're doing this one with Cosmic and Skill Paths, based with the Decay Champions. Some more player beneficial nodes, pretty much the same as last time there. We reduced the Defender Masteries, that's kind of staying the same. And the Path rewards here, we have Mystic and Mutant Rank Up Gems, some Mystic and Mutant 6-stones, some 7-star shards, and Tier 7 basic catalysts.
Very nice. And then we got
Raid Month.
Yeah,
so
coming.
Now there's so much stuff coming this month, guys. Like an unbelievable in July.
We're just like running right through
August,
it.
There's so much that we're just like boom, boom, boom. So Raid Month, all the details are up in the usual spaces right now. We wanted to get you these details very, very early because there's a lot to digest, right? There are 4 weeks of raids with new raid bosses every week. The first week, though, will feature the same as the previous one, but there's going to be only 45 raid tickets per entry. Now, there's already a solo event in-game where you can earn those 45 raid tickets by defeating opponents in competitive modes, like Alliance Quest and Alliance War. So throughout the course of the month, you'll essentially be able to earn your way into these 4 raid weeks. All of the details for all the changes to the defenders are going to be on the website and on the forums. For example, champions who are typically immune to armor break are no longer immune to armor break. That way they can synergize more better.
I like
That's
more better.
Great. They can synergize more better with the with the raid nodes to allow you to gain the raid fervor.
Wait till you try most best.
Most best. Let's move on. At least I caught it right away.
It's fine. It's fine. It is all good. All right, coming up next. Whenever you see this, like we've got High Evolutionary, we've got the Maker in there, and a bunch of other champions surrounded by our saga, that sounds like EQ time.
EQ time?
That sounds like EQ time.
I like EQ time.
I do like EQ time. EQ time. Never. You know, we're not going to do that. Valiant Event Quest version 3 that's going to be launching on July 9th.
That's right.
Going all the way to August 6th.
It's our new
It's the
Event Quest format.
Yeah, I like that. So we've been, as you know, we've been testing out different styles of Event Quest, and just to change things around, as we mentioned earlier, things were starting to get a little stale for players. So Valiant EQ, as we can see by your response, most of you, if not the majority of you, really love Valiant EQ. This is another version of that. So the last one that you've been playing, this will be a different format, not the same thing. So this one has an update. There's going to be 3 champion teams on this one. Not 3 champion teams, 3 champions team.
A 3 champion team.
3 champion team. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 champion team.
I know it says it up there. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. This is.
He's so mad.
I'm not mad. Who's mad? Everyone's smiling here.
He's mad.
All right. Okay. So when you start, this is more like the other live streams. We're kind of bringing that energy back here. I'm not mad. He's mad. All right. So we're going to begin with the boss fight, right? Each quest has specific class restrictions. You need a full team choice node that is required for your swaps. And also multiple scaling boss fights per quest and fights pulled from the Throne Breaker EQ.
That's right. And this is the first time that we're seeing required full team choice node swaps. Now, it is only 3 champions, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's a little bit more to that. Now, why there are 3 champions, right? So it's essentially going to be like this. Boss fight, 3 fights, and then you have to swap your team.
Yep.
Now, every time you defeat one of those champions, you're going to get a crossfight node on you that'll essentially kill you right away if you go in with that champion again. So you have to strategically swap your entire team so you utilize all 3 of them, right? So this one's going to be a little bit more intricate than the other one, which you were kind of going through, kind of like just moving through your roster. This one might require you to think a little bit more about who you're bringing in and why. The quests are going to be a little bit shorter because of that, right? Also really cool how we start with the boss fight. It's kind of like in those games where like you defeat the boss, then they come back a little bit stronger, then they come back a little bit stronger again. Yeah. So it's kind of like that, right? So we're bringing that kind of energy into the EQ. So it's going to utilize your roster a bit. You could utilize some synergies there because you have 3 champions. So yeah. Let's try it out. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this one.
Yep. Just make sure, in the same way that you love Valiant EQ, we just want to hear your feedback. If you like it, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, what you wish it was, all that good stuff. The game team is just here waiting for notes. We're giving them notes. They're looking themselves. So just let us know, and we will keep on bringing the new. All right, we've got Future Foundation.
Speaking of the new, this is launching July 23rd. There are weekly objectives here. You're going to earn rewards by winning fights in different game modes. There's Mysterium, user titles, some crystal shards, and full crystals even based on your progression level, with the top reward for Valiant being a Class 7-star crystal, which is pretty juicy for side quest objectives.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good stuff. I had a really quick question here that came in was, why is Solvark being pushed back?
He's not.
Okay, cool. That answers that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Sometimes it's really easy answers.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, reminder, playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway. This will be your chance to win one of 5 Titan Crystals or one of 5 champion choice, well, you'll get to choose between the Maker and the High Evolutionary. Speaking of which, I believe we are ready to show our first deep dive.
I'm pretty excited. Let's do it.
Let's get in it.
To begin, perform a well-timed block to trigger your tactical evade. While the opponent is stunned, dash in and immediately use your heavy attack to refresh your passives. Oh yeah, don't forget to place your pre-fight. In a normal fight, the instant siphon will be your best bet for extra damage. Build up to your special 1 while pushing the opponent against the wall. Then, launch to place your plasma mine. From here, try to get your opponent to trigger your mine, and to recharge it, use your evade stun to buy some time to charge your heavy. While building to your special 2, try to set yourself up so your opponent will be pushed into the plasma mine with your attack when you launch it. Then, just watch that massive burst of plasma melt your opponent into pieces. If the opponent isn't already knocked out, just repeat this process until they are. Now, if you need some extra juice, you can go for your special 3 to empower your plasma mine to deal constant bursts of plasma damage, which is perfect for taking on those larger health pools and beefing up those red numbers. And hey, don't forget about those powerful pre-fights before tackling some of those tough defenders. Make sure you plan ahead and use what you need before entering the fight so you can give the Maker the upper hand.
That is pretty sweet.
That's super sweet.
That is
I am
pretty sweet.
so excited about this guy. You know who else is so excited about this guy? We brought in my good buddy, Kabam Wenshear here, the creator of the Maker. Now, this is your first champion.
Yes.
And what a banger to start
man.
off with, man. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Can we get the slideshow up on the screen? There we go. So this is the Maker. His pre-release bundles is out on July 10th, which is on Tuesday. And is that correct? That might be incorrect, actually. I think it might be out on July 10th. Yes, on Thursday. Okay.
You know what it is? It's because we're kind of like
This is
a weird schedule today. Like we're
Yes.
here like on a Wednesday, and then
Yes.
like yesterday here in Canada there was a holiday, but you still came to work on Monday.
Yeah.
So like you come off of the weekend, so everything's just like a little bit off. Since everybody's still thrown off, just a quick reminder. The Twitch drops are just a test right now. We're making sure that they're working, so it's 3 of the same rewards. There are going to be 3 L5 potions in there for all 3 milestones, so do enjoy that for all that is. Just go ahead and make sure that you're claiming them, that they work. We will have the usual rewards in a promo code that's coming later on in the stream, so just make sure you stick around for that, but I saw a lot of questions about that. The drops are just a test. Let us know if you're collecting them, if you're claiming them, and all that good stuff. All right.
Great.
Now
The
we're
Maker.
back.
So, July 10th, the correct date is when its pre-release bundles go live. Crystals and Arena on July 17th. There's lots of stuff that the Maker can do. It's all there on the screen, but I don't want to talk about it. That's why we brought Wenshear along here. Tell us about the Maker.
The Maker is, as some of you already know, he's an alternate dimension version of Reed Richards. And so a big part of making Maker was wanting to make sure that I really catch what the original Reed Richards has with Mr. Fantastic. And with him being so focused on pre-fights and getting all these effects that you can benefit not just for your own fight, but for your teammates, made sure to capture that with the Maker, as well as wanting to really focus on that heavy focus gameplay. So you'll notice with the Maker that there's a lot of benefits to utilizing his heavy. I worked with the animators who did a fantastic job on him as usual.
Oh, yeah.
And he has a pretty good reach for his heavy. So particularly for champions against, like when you're fighting Onslaught, if you're able to bait his heavy out, you dash back, and you can get his heavy by punishing with your heavy. So it's got some good reach, and you can really utilize your heavy to bring out the best in Maker's gameplay.
So now tell us a little bit about those pre-fights. How did you go about making those? And because I know that you took some inspiration from Mr. Fantastic, but you wanted it to be not parallel in the way, but also very similar to how it operates, but more tech-focused.
Yes, so one of the big things that with Mr. Fantastic's pre-fights is being able to control the power of the opponent a little bit. So taking inspiration from other champions like Prowler, he has a new effect called Special Power Drain, where you kind of want to, when you're baiting opponent specials, you want to build their power up so that when they throw their special, they lose a big chunk of their power afterwards. There's also the Instant Siphon, which is heavily based on the Mr. Fantastic's debuff siphon, where instead of being able to neutralize and empower debuffs against other champions, he can do that with instants. So if you're facing against Bullseye, for example, it's really good to get the Instant Siphon on to minimize the damage from those bleed instants from
That's
Bullseye.
very powerful. Now, who could use those pre-fights?
So anyone can use the pre-fights. You can use this for any champion in the game, although it is more powerful if you use it on other tech champions or characters that synergize with the Maker. So if you take a look at the Maker synergies, you can get a lot out of the pre-fights with them.
Wow. So that's really, really strong. On top of that, of all the great stuff you said, he also doesn't have critical hits as well, which is great for a lot of mutant champions, which is going to be very strong on the tech class. He has that evade on the well-timed block. Lots of great stuff. How do you feel about fighting a little guy named Onslaught?
I'm down. Let's do
All right.
this.
So if we can get the gameplay up on the screen, I'm going to be handing the ceremonial device.
All right, so yeah, this is one of the new things that we're doing as of the last stream. If we have one of the devs, one of the champion designers come on and play their champion, they have to be able to play and talk about the champion at the same time, and we're just going to see who can do it, and if not, they've got backup with us to talk about it. All right, let's fire it up.
Let's walk us through this here.
Yeah, so first we got the pre-fights that we can use against our opponent here. For Onslaught, I'm going to be trying to avoid a lot of his specials, so I don't think I'll throw the Cowardice on this time. But I will throw on the Instant Siphon because I want to increase some of Maker's damage, who does have some instants in his kit. As well as I'm going to put the Special Power Drain on there because I want to limit the amount of specials Onslaught
Now here is a
deploying.
question for that, right? Would that potentially get in the way if you want to bait his special too? So in that scenario, would you want to maybe not consistently bait a special one off of an opponent? So it's going to depend on who you're fighting.
Yeah, it does depend on who you're fighting. You do get more benefit the more specials the opponent is throwing, because you can deny more power over time. And if you're going for the special twos, maybe you might want to consider saving your resources, because you can't use the pre-fights every single fight. You have a limited amount of charges as you're going through the quest, and so you may want to pick strategically when you want to use them.
But you can gain more. How do we gain more?
So you can gain more either, because the Maker, he will do his own dirty work, but you can throw in other champions to fight for him, and he will get pre-fights over time the next time he goes into a fight. Cool. So if you go through a quest, you can build up a lot of charges just by putting pre-fights on the opponent and then getting them back over time.
Great.
Nice.
But we start with 4.
Yes, we start with 4, important number.
Yeah.
With the Fantastic 4. I tried to put in a lot of 4s throughout the kit, or if I couldn't get that to work, a multiple of 4 if I could.
Nice.
So let's hop in here.
All right.
I had a lot of foresight on that design.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
So the first thing I try to do with Maker is I want to get his plasma mine down as soon as possible.
How do we do that?
So I try to get in with some heavies to get to power, to not push him to 1 bar of power quite yet. And then I'll go in with a 5-hit combo and get that special one off here.
So you just like to put the plasma mine towards the middle of the screen, it's looking like?
There's a lot of advantage to getting it towards the end of the screen, but you don't need to.
Great.
And I'm getting some of those evade charges because I'm failing at dexing the opponent. But that's okay. He has options to get out of that.
Now you're charging that heavy. Why is that?
So you'll see that I have the plasma mine down there, but it's on cooldown. And in order to get the cooldown back, I am failing at dexing. I need to be able to either hit the opponent multiple times, or if I charge it heavy, I can get it up. And now that I have it up, I need to get the opponent into that a bit. And he's actually low enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to bait a special 2.
There you go. Oh!
And
Special intercept. Very nice.
got that big damage off. Oh, that evade saved me, but didn't matter because I couldn't dex.
Now,
I got my special one, though.
big thing, though. Look at this. What effect are we immune to? It's looking like we're immune to Neuroshock. So even though you are getting hit by
That's
that special
true.
one, I
I'm
don't
still alive.
want to say it doesn't matter, right? Because you are taking damage, but you are still
And
alive.
here comes the finishing blow.
Not bad.
There we go.
Not too bad.
There
Getting
we
through
go. Were you
Onslaught.
getting nervous towards the end there?
A little bit. I'm failing at dexing versus blocking, but it's okay.
Oh, but he locked
I still
in.
won.
Yeah, he locked it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. We left you alone a little bit, even though Mike was still like, "So what are you doing there? What are you going to do now?" It's like it's right in the end there. It's like the last 10%. Jeez, man.
No, that was awesome. That was awesome, dude. Really, really great job.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. And you explained everything very clearly as you were doing it. So yeah, we're gonna have to have awards like at the end of the year, like.
So now, what if the fight? So this was like a standard rank 4 onslaught in Battlegrounds, for example, right? And you know, if you played that as optimally as possible, you could probably get him down with the special 2, right? If you're not trying to explain, you're not playing live. Let's say you were fighting a larger version. Would you go for that rotation, or would you go for a special 3?
So I would change it up a bit with higher health pools, because as you saw when I used the special 2, it did a lot of damage, but the mine was gone. And so I lost future damage in order to get a bigger chunk of damage right then. So instead, I might go for the SP3 against higher health pools, because that allows me to have the mine with a very short cooldown.
Yes.
So you no longer need to hit the opponent or charge your heavy in order to get the mine cooldown off and hitting them frequently. So you have a short window of opportunity after the SP3 to just bait the opponent constantly back and forth over the mine. It's a fun little mini game to either min-max your damage if the AI is cooperating. Otherwise, you can try, and sometimes it won't work quite as well, but you can keep throwing the SP3 over and over again to really bring their health pool down and stack up the suppressions from the plasma mine.
Yeah, that sounds really crazy. So the Maker looks absolutely insane. Kabam Windshear did a banger job on this guy. For your first champion, kudos, dude. Incredible job.
Thank you.
Amazing work.
The team helped a lot.
Yeah, well, you know, we got a great team here. Everybody is so collaborative. Everybody in all departments. You know, we love to work together and just make sure we get the best product out there possible. And that is especially true with the champion team. I love watching you guys work together, pumping out these incredible champions every single month. It's so fantastic to watch.
Yeah.
I love it. And plus, this is complete nonsense, but I'm already thinking about like February campaigns, and it's just like we'll just have Maker in there because he's gonna send a Valentine. It's like be mine.
Oh, that's funny.
That's good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Kabam Windshear, for hanging out with us and showing us the ropes with the Maker, showing us how he works, and the super, super cool minigame that you've programmed into. And that's a lot of fun. And for the people that asked with like the 30 question marks about whether or not he is neuroshock immune, the answer is yeah. And that's what
reverse
happened.
controls. And
Yeah.
let's get one more time the slide deck up real quick before Windshear heads off to take a nap because he's been working so hard on this champion. So yeah, no critical hits. He's got the evade on parry, the neuroshock and reverse controls immunity, the pre-fights, and the plasma mine on the special 1, and you want to push that opponent into the mine, charge that heavy attack, and preferably push him in with the special 2.
Yep, very, very nice. All right, so thanks again for showing up and showing us that really, really, really great work that you did. And now we have our second champion.
That's right.
The High Evolutionary. Can we get that on the screen there?
To begin, focus on your basic attacks to ramp up your exhaustion debuffs and build your combo detonation charges. Well-timed blocks also inflict your withers, so make sure you're building those as well. Build up to your special 2 while pushing the opponent against the wall, and launch to place your evolutionary field. From here, build up to your special 1, and try to launch it when that combo detonation would explode so it re-inflicts as it expires. If the opponent isn't already knocked out, just keep launching your special 1s while your evolutionary field is active. And in a longer fight, if it falls off, just head back to that special 2. And hey, that auto block can come in handy and get you out of some sticky situations. So, don't be afraid to get a little aggressive and accelerate the fight to your vision. Just make sure you stay focused and keep everything under your control.
I saw the burst damage. Did you see the burst damage?
I was pretty
It went
bursty.
like right there at the end of the clip.
Yeah, it's pretty bursty.
Yeah, that was 6 digits there.
Yeah, so High Evolutionary, another banger. Someone's saying Noodle Month. That is not true. There's some big damage going on here.
I actually like noodles.
Yeah, noodles
for lunch.
are delicious.
You want to get noodles today?
I am so down.
Yeah, we can do noodles for lunch today. Thanks
Yeah.
for the suggestion.
Absolutely.
But yes, both of them are far from, very far from noodly. All right, so we've got the High Evolutionary.
Let's get the
Let's go
slide
ahead
deck up
and
there.
put up our slides. So we've got him coming in. The pre-release bundle will be on July 22nd, and the Crystals and Arena will be July 31st. And first thing, immune to buffs granted by champions.
That's right, yeah. So not like any buffs, for example, like the dexterity buff, or, you know, this is kind of like Red Skull, for example, is immune to Nullify by champions, right? If a node puts a buff on you, so if like a node puts a Fury buff on you, you still get that Fury buff, you know? Stuff like that.
Yep.
So he's immune to that, you know, buffs like Man-Thing, for example, he'll be immune to those buffs. Immune to Rupture and Neutralize, Inflict Exhaustion and Wither. He has a potent auto-block passive when struck with the same basic attack twice in a row. So that means when you're fighting this guy on defense, a little pro tip for you before he launches in the game, you kind of want to fight him as if you're fighting Mixmaster with like the parry, light, medium kind of thing going on, because that auto block, it doesn't parry you, it does not parry stun you. However, it's as an auto block.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to hit him if he's auto blocking, you know? He also has combo detonation, which is where a lot of his damage comes from, and he has an evolutionary field on the stage with the special 2 and special 3. So let's take a look at some live gameplay if we can get it up.
Yep. Now, quick question. So on his immunity there, those are just immune to the effects themselves. So whether they come in debuff form or in passive form, is just immune to the actual effects.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah. So we have an Iron Fist here, right? Iron Fist, super threatening. So what we want to do here is we kind of want to go through. I like to push them towards the corner a bit, placing on those exhaustion debuffs with the basics. We got the Withers. And now once I'm at 50, when I cross a bar of power, we're going to get that combo detonation. Now, that combo detonation is going to be doing some damage when it expires. However, what we want to do is go for the special 2. What this is going to do is going to place the evolutionary field. Now, you can do some min-maxing here, pushing them in and out of the field to get those devolve debuffs, and in turn, the aspect of evolution passives on you. But the key here is you really want to go for the special 1. Okay, there we go. Now, if he had more health, which we'll probably have to do, the special 1, it is going to reapply the combo detonation at the end of the special 1 if it expires naturally during the special attack.
It just went so fast.
It went pretty fast.
Yeah.
It went pretty fast.
I guess you were just noodling around.
I was noodling around.
Yeah, right.
So after that, right? Let's say you have about like 750,000 health, right? By the way, see that dexterity buff, by the way? So we aren't immune to that dexterity buff. So a little bit of a difference there with the from champions bit. So you really want to time the expiration of the combo detonation here. However, if you don't, it's okay. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But what I like to do is kind of like push them in and out of the field here. If he does it, come on. There you go, bud. And then go for the special 1. This time he won't die, but watch this. Boom! It reapplies. And now, we don't have to wait the entire time for it to come back. We can just go for the special 1, and it will instantly detonate them towards the end, allowing you to kind of go for like a special 2, special 1 kind of rotation, as long as you time the first special 1 properly, which is pretty cool.
Yep. I mean, the burst damage is gross.
Yeah, no, he's pretty cool. He's also a really strong defender. He's got a lot of stuff going on, and you can earn him in the Fantastic Force recruitment side quest, which is really fun.
You sure can.
Yeah.
I've been liking the, just kind of like the mini games, just like we have with the mines, just like we have with the Green Door. This is very similar to the Green Door at the end of the day.
It is relatively similar, yes.
Yeah. It looks good, and it looks simple enough to do at the end of the day. So yeah, get your hands on the High Evolutionary. Do you have anything else to say about him?
At this point, not too much. Stay tuned for, of course, the champion spotlights and the deep dives dropping this weekend.
That's right.
All that fun stuff. But yeah, High Evolutionary, I'm very excited for this guy. Watch out for him on defense because he's going to be pretty rough on defense. I think I'm done fighting Iron Fist. This is my 3rd one. I don't know why I'm doing another one.
Yeah,
I think I made my point.
Yeah, I think you did. So in the chat, how many of you are looking forward to jumping into the Fantastic Force recruitment to try to get yourself one of those High Evolutionaries? Not only High Evolutionary, it's going to be High Sig as well because it's going all the way to 200.
If you place number 1.
Yes, of course. But I'm asking like who's going to do it. The clarification, it didn't need to be, I already asked.
I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that not all 200 were Sig 200.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's fine. Whoever is number 1, look, everyone's saying me. Me.
Well, unfortunately, there's only one of those available, so get to it.
Yeah, that's right. That's all part of like the competitive aspect.
Absolutely, it's exciting. All right, let's get the slide deck back up there.
Who's up next?
Oh, Solvark, we got that Idle Chase first available in August. A reminder, there will be another champion that I am very excited about joining the Titan pool in his place. Also, you know, same usual acquisition. It's a bit of a secret.
Oh.
I think we'll find out next month.
Yeah, there are. Okay.
But I have seen a lot of guesses online as to who it might be, and some of them might be right, some of them might be wrong.
Yeah, well, let's keep the guesses going.
But I'm very excited about it. Very, very excited about the champion joining.
But it's not the champion.
But it's not the champion.
Oh,
to be
okay,
entirely
good.
clear, it's not the champion.
But a
it's
champion.
Solvark, we haven't seen much gameplay of Solvark yet, and by much I mean none. And I would like to change that. So how about we roll the clip?
Yeah, that's just sick.
I saw someone say he skipped leg day. That's really funny.
What did he say?
He skipped leg day.
Oh, yeah, that happens. Yeah, that's all right, man. He's got strong tendons,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
ligaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's your first look at Solvark. He kind of goes crazy against energy damage, specifically against mutants, right? So there's a lot of mutants who do that, and he's really cool. He's an idle champion, so he's got the fractured power bar. We'll dive a lot more into everything Solvark does next month, of course. His first availability is going to be in August. Reminder, you get him from the Shatter Essence, which you can gain in a lot of our game modes, especially at the top of Battlegrounds, but if not, those things are in the weekly deals on the web store and in-game every month. But yeah, let's go back to the, one more.
Wait,
one more slide. There we go.
There we go.
Can we go back to the slide deck now?
Now we got a slide deck, yeah.
Reminder about this, I see some people talking about this in the chat. Where's the Patriot buff? Where's the Patriot buff? It's right there, man.
Yeah.
It's coming out in August. So not next month, gotta wait one more month, but Patriot is getting buffed in batch number 1. A reminder, we did change the way we do our rebalance process, where we're gonna be releasing them in batches, right? So amongst all the champions released around Patriot, we felt like all of them were in a really good spot where we wanted them to be, so we had some room for some extra tune-ups. We have MODOK and Yondu coming out along with Patriot. Balance details for all of these guys will be coming soon. I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna drop that before the stream or not, but hey, you're definitely gonna know before August. I can promise you that, all right? So balance batch number 1 coming with the August batch.
Very cool. And just a quick reminder, if you want to jump in on getting one of the 5 Titan Crystals and one of the champion choice between the Maker and High Evolutionary, go ahead and go to playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway. Go ahead and enter. We'll be picking the winners later on today. Also, as you know, we've launched on Steam, so we have our direct launcher, which you can get off of the website if you play on Steam. You can also play on Steam. There's lots of places to play. You can play on Android, you can play on iOS, you can play on your iPad or your iPhone or your Android device or all different kinds of things. We're almost everywhere, because I know that's the other question. They're going to be like, are you here and are you here? And we'll be like, not yet. Or not now, or I don't know. I can't answer or confirm or deny anything, which is always the answer to every question that I get asked about things that are not out yet. But anyway, go ahead and play today. Go to Steam, get the stuff, and let's do the thing. All right, coming up next, we have a very, very special guest.
Very special guest.
Very, very special. I don't think you've seen Zen in quite a long time. When's the last time you've been on? Sorry, also. Hello, Zen.
Hey, everybody. Hey, guys. I think it's been at least like 8 months or more at this point.
That's a while, dude.
Definitely not this year. I haven't been on stream, but
too long.
But I'm back. Yeah, I won't let it be as long next time. I promise.
For those of you that are wondering, who is Zen? Because he's been so busy in the kitchen. You know, we probably should have given you like a chef's hat. You know, just been like
Next time.
He's been in the kitchen
I'll bring
this
an
whole
apron
time.
too.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, yeah, it's all the things that you've been seeing, all of these roadmap updates, all of these really exciting things. These are coming in part of Zen being in the kitchen and cooking all this stuff. You know, of course, there's always a team effort here, but you know, someone's got to steer part of that ship, man. And Zen is one of the best steerers. the most best steerer.
One of the most best.
Most
steerers
best?
that we
The
got,
most best, yeah. We're just
I
gonna
can't,
keep-
I can't take credit for everything. We have a massive team
Oh, yeah.
behind the scenes here that, again, do an amazing job on so many things. And again, especially some of the stuff we saw earlier in the stream, especially with Squad Builder, which is pretty sweet. Very excited for that next month.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's go ahead and just get right into it. We've got our roadmap recap happening right here.
Oh, yeah.
And helping us host that is Kabam Zen. So, as you saw, Radiance is already in game. You guys love it. It's also in raids. It's also in AQ. You've probably
right.
done a few cycles by now, and getting a piece of Radiance in there. You know, I've been getting some pretty sweet stuff
It's
from there.
great,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, I wanted to rank for another champion after Heatwave, and I was like, let me just pick up 3 tier 7 basic. I haven't spent any Radiance yet.
I'm trying to micromanage all the resources right now with things coming in from the Heat sale, trying to spend Radiance from Alliance Quest War and Battlegrounds. But it's great. Again, it's a good problem to have.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
absolutely. All right, now next, Alliance War, a new thing. So again, we've had some strong opinions in both directions on this. We had really big updates for Season 58, and actually I'll let Kabam Zen speak a little bit to this as well.
Totally. We wanted to try something different with this season. It's been a bit of a static space inside of Alliance War. We have a lot of big fans of Alliance War. Some summoners, a little less so, but we wanted to try and shake things up a bit. So again, this is why it was a temporary thing. It was only for a season. We got a lot of great feedback from both, the tippy top alliances and masters, and all the way down in the lower tiers of play. So that survey should actually be live now, and we really want to hear from all summoners about what you guys felt. Again, what we did well, what did really work, things you want to see changed. We really want to hear all of the feedback from all tiers of play. But again, at least for myself, it was a really interesting shakeup. Having planning, I think, kind of go a bit farther down than it did before. We know that in Masters tier alliances, there's a lot of planning that happens.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit less so, as you start to get lower and lower. But it was an interesting puzzle to solve. Trying to figure out which champions allowed you to build up those force charges and whatnot, which matchups really work. So I think all in all, it was a really cool experiment, and we're going to get a lot of learnings from that, and we want to carry them forward into whatever we do next. It'll be a little bit before we see something like big things coming back, because we do, again, want to make sure that we're delivering you guys the best possible experience for round 2. But overall, I think the experiment was a huge success.
Yeah, and I'm watching it right here in the chat. There's just like a litany of people being like, well, no, it was great. And then other people are like, bring the old one back. And then they were like, bring this one back. And others.
It really is one of the most split things I've seen.
I totally agree.
Ever, honestly. Like working on this game, I've never seen
It's been
something
a
so
minute.
divided. Yeah, right?
But even in that, that's cool to see where, again, we have such passionate fans in so many different areas of the game. And again, we know that we have these Alliance veterans, right? Alliance War veterans that are super passionate about how War is played today. And we absolutely don't want to disrupt that play space. But we need to continue to innovate and try new things and figure out how we can engage all summoners inside of Alliance War.
Yeah, very, very cool. All right, so and look out for a survey. We're going to be sending that out soon.
It's out now, actually.
One of the
so.
Oh, is it already out? Oh, okay. Well, then fill out the survey and let us know what you think. Somebody.
It's in game. It's in game, so you have to. Yeah.
Should have taken out that soon then. So that actually.
You're so right.
That
That's on
might
me.
actually be the real last call. That's
yes.
that's the last call for the day. All right. So Battlegrounds. What's next? Our future seasons are under exploration, as we've been talking about over the last few months.
Yeah.
And we have removal of the decline or accept screen. It's replaced by an automatic match countdown, so hope you are liking that. The things that are in progress here, we've got a Shuffle Signet update coming up, whitelist and blacklist updates, and Little Leagues, that whole red section. That's all you, my man.
Sure. Let's talk a little bit about that stuff. So removal of the decline in match accept tree. We'll start with that first. That is happening. It will be coming in a future season. Again, we've heard a lot of feedback there that players don't like what's happening in some of the competitive areas of the Gladiator circuit. So that was something that we wanted to remedy. So we've got a fix coming soon for that. But let's talk, yes, Shuffle Signets. This was something that was introduced at the beginning of Battlegrounds years ago at this point. It's been a piece of the mode that hasn't got a lot of love. Players use them sometimes. Players don't really see how valuable they are, so we want to start to address some of the pain points that they have first and foremost, which is, hey, I use your Shuffle Signet. There's a reason why I'm shuffling these champions. why am I drawing the same ones?
Got the same 5 in a different order.
Exactly. What's going on there? So kind of early sneak peek into what we're thinking. We're looking to keep the existing ones that you have and actually add on top of that. So let's say, again, I've drawn 3 champions going into my draft. Instead, if I opt to use a shuffle signet, I'll get those added to whatever champions I have so far. So I can, instead of people being like, oh man, well, I wish I had the 3 that I had before. Why do I have these ones now? It's like, well, you can choose between both. So some early exploration happening there, but that's kind of how we're going to be approaching that. Whitelist and blacklist. So you could expect that this would be very much like what we have in Alliance Wars currently, right? Where when you come into a new season, we've got champions that cannot be banned by the opposing alliance, and you've got champions that are just outright banned for everybody. It doesn't even matter. So we're going to be doing a similar approach with Battlegrounds. So this will be only in the Gladiator circuit, but what we're looking to do there is we will have some champions that you will not be able to ban during the ban phase of Battlegrounds, and we'll have some blacklisted champions that will just be automatically banned for everyone for the duration of a season. And really, this is in an effort to try and create a more robust meta space. At this point, we have a lot of champions that have become staples inside of Battlegrounds that are almost, immovable. We can't move them. People are like, hey, look, I'm always going to have my bullseye, no matter what the meta is. Especially with some of these new champions that are coming into this space. So we want to be able to create, an interesting Gladiator circuit meta every single season, and we view this as an integral piece of how we're going to continue to do that as we add more and more champions to the game. And Little Leagues, I'm not going to dive too deep into this one, but we have heard players say that, hey, I'm tired of matching up against these huge rosters inside of the victory track, what gives? And this was a conscious decision that we made a while back, where we wanted Battlegrounds to be, again, that competitive game mode space. And in order to do that, our matchmaking inside of the mode is primarily based on rank. So what rank you are in the victory track, what elo you are in the Gladiator circuit, that is who you're matching against, right? We want that true competitive mode. But at the same time, we realize that there is a bit of an imbalance as new uncollected summoners come into Battlegrounds and they're facing these massive rosters. So we're looking to have a dedicated space for lower progression summoners so that they can find more even matchmaking and fight for their objectives. And this will be a dedicated play space. We'll have more details on this coming soon, but this is something that we've heard a lot of feedback around in the years that we've been running Battlegrounds, and we're starting to think about it and work on it.
Great. Now, what about the thing at the end there? So, pause for evaluation. Dynamic matchmaking by tier, dynamic win or loss impact by tier, and elo decay.
Yeah, what happened to that stuff? So these things aren't off the table. We're still evaluating them, but the big thing that we introduced into the game, obviously, was Radiance.
Yes.
Radiance really changed the landscape of not only Battlegrounds, but also Alliance War and now Quests and Raids. So these are still things that we want to do, but we really need to make sure that we're looking at the data and seeing what Radiance did to especially Battlegrounds. And also, we also want to evaluate what's happening with these elo objectives, right? Where players come in and week 1, they're incentivized to hit the Gladiator circuit, week 2 to reach 200, week 3 to hit 100, 200 numbers. But these are things that we want to make sure that we get right. So we're evaluating what has changed in Battlegrounds since we introduced these things, first and foremost, before we dive into things that could, again, shake things up even more. So once we get some more data, we're going to figure out what we want to do with those things. But the ones in red are our current priorities that we're working on.
Great.
Very nice. I'm seeing a few people in chat seem a bit concerned about blacklists. Do you have any additional context as to?
Yeah. So again, this will only be in the Gladiator circuit, and again, this is something that is going to be kind of limiting that play space for our most engaged competitive summoners, right? And this is again an effort to try and make it where you're not seeing the same champions every single season. It will be a bit of a rotation, right? So don't expect them to have the same champions blacklisted every single season, but we don't want to see it where if a meta arises that Bullseye is just an automatic draft choice, right? And it's something that allows us to shake things up, again, as we continue to add new champions to the game, because as you just saw with the Maker and High Evolutionary, we've got more on the way, and it's going to keep coming.
Yep. All right, moving on. We had, hey, what about the side quest? People were asking when that's happening. We already know it's happening the next week. This is a Fantastic Force recruitment, and it's here on the 16th. But stay tuned for the next novel side quest update. And that's kind of been a thing we've been talking about, these novel side quests. Do you have any insight into what we may be seeing in the future?
I don't want to give too many early hints here. We've got another live stream that's going to be coming. We'll start to talk more about these things.
Yep.
But what I can say is that with what we're doing with Squad Builder, this is the first of many. It's really about us trying to, again, break the mold that players have seen where it's the same recurring static side quest content every single month. We are trying to innovate in these spaces. We are trying to create new things. And again, Squad Builder is the first of many. So I'm really excited to have myself or someone else come back here and start to speak about which one comes next. And we're not stopping there. Even with Squad Builder, we're going to continue to iterate on that space as well. With the first one, you've got 52 two-star champions that we're giving you. But hey, what's not to say that in the future you won't be playing with your own champions? So yeah.
Yeah, very, very nice. So, Squad Builder's going to be there. There's going to be another novel one that comes out after that, and then another one that comes out after that. So eventually, what we would like to just kind of like rotate between maybe like 4 or 5 of these. Just
in a
really
perfect
kind of
world, like we have many different kind of Squad Builder variations. Again, not that same thing, but something like that, and we create multiple of them, and that becomes our new side quest that we start to rotate through. So again, less of the static side quest experience that you have right now, and more of that innovative Squad Builder juice that we want to have.
I like the juice. That's good.
I like the juice. Yeah, it's very, very good. All right, so this one, I think I walk by your desk at least like once a week to ask about like what's happening here.
Right.
And now I get to finally ask you in front of everyone else. Yeah. So,
what is happening here?
Yeah, what is happening?
He's like, no comment.
Okay, you know what? Let's skip this one. I don't know why you put it out there. So we have the Valiant Gauntlet, which we've introduced, which has been our first big change addition to the event quest space in quite some time, right? It is incentivizing players to use more of their rosters in an interesting way. We've got another version of that that's going to be coming out, which I'm sure we'll speak on soon if we haven't already. And we're going to keep doing these kind of cool Valiant Gauntlet style things. But what about the regular event quest format, right? Things haven't changed there. So what we're looking to do is to actually make that experience scalable to the player. Because one common complaint that we had prior to the Valiant Gauntlet coming out was, hey, I don't want to be playing for these Thronebreaker rewards anymore. My roster is way past that, both in terms of the challenges that it presents me as a player, the encounters that I'm taking on, but also the rewards that I'm getting from this. Like, I don't need it. So why do I want to do it? In an effort to future-proof that and make that where that's not a problem anymore, we want this content to scale dynamically with the player. So having your progression and your prestige actually influence the difficulty of your content and the rewards you are getting from it automatically. So as you grow, the content would grow with you. And that's kind of the TLDR here for what we're trying to do with event quests and this auto-scaling tech. So we'll have 2 difficulties. That will be, one will be your traditional, what Event Quest is right now, and then Elder difficulty, which kind of what the Valiant Gauntlet is to players. And we want to continue to iterate in that space, right? We already have another Valiant Gauntlet difficulty format that's going to be coming out, and we want to keep doing that. So regardless, you'll always have kind of your tried and true event quest that you'll be able to lean on, get good rewards for that are appropriate to your progression and prestige, as well as have kind of new novel quest content to play through with your roster.
Yeah, very cool. I like that. I like that whole feedback loop. You grow your account, and then you get rewarded for it. But those rewards also help you grow your account, which then gets you more rewards and more rewards, more rewards. So I don't know where the cap is for that, but hey, we'll find out. Okay, moving on. Solo raids. We've got, so we have a raid test map still in progress.
We've been talking about this for a few months now.
Yep, we got more stuff coming in. It's just a thing that's happening. Not too many details yet, but we do want to put this. We do want to put this on the radar. Anything you want to say about that in terms of like intentions or what we're trying to do with it?
Sure, absolutely. It's been really important for us to address a few critical things about raids, and I think the top of mind one, our top priority has been, hey, raids is once every 4 weeks. I can't really experiment with the different role boosts that I have and the different champion pools. And sometimes players go in and they're like, you know, I didn't really like the role boost and champion that I selected, but I'm stuck with it, and I don't get to try another one until 4 weeks from now. So solo raids, which effectively actually will be the raid test map, is going to give players an avenue to try out these combinations prior to kind of actually being inside the moment, inside raid week with your alliance. You'll be able to do that on the side in a solo quest format. So you won't be stuck having to, oh my goodness, I spent my raid tickets and now I'm kind of floundering about and I'm struggling through this. No, you'll be able to experiment with these things. You'll be able to try them out. You'll get some rewards inside of the solo raid space as well. So it won't just be for experimentation, but that will be one of the primary things that you'll be able to get from that.
Very cool. All right, moving on. We've got a daily quest. There's a lot. There's so much stuff.
There's so much stuff coming. This is a crazy summer.
Yeah,
we've been really busy in the kitchen. Okay,
Yeah,
there's a lot of dishes coming out.
That's
right
right. And here's another one. All right, have at it.
And this one will have more details for next month. But what I will say is that daily quests for a long time have been something that players, as they climb to higher and higher progression levels and they get into higher rarity champions, daily quests don't really offer them anything.
Very soon too. It's like personally as a player, even years ago.
Right.
I grew out of the daily quest
before you knew it,
within like 6 months,
Yeah.
and we're talking like 8 years ago at this point,
Yeah.
right? So
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. And these things have kind of been there, right? It's kind of just been living there for a while, but now they're going to be relevant to me and you and players at our level again, right?
Absolutely.
So for no matter what level you are in the game, the daily quest is going to have something for you at this point.
Yep. And we understand that we are going to be, losing a bit of content with auto-scaling coming in, where we're not going to have all of these granular levels of difficulty, right? We're going to have things that are kind of scaled and supposed to be difficulty and reward appropriate to you. So Daily Quest is going to be one of these spaces that we're looking to rework to start to reintroduce some of that. And again, just like that content, you will have something that is difficulty appropriate to you. Again, these quests are not supposed to be hard, but mainly that you'll actually be getting something out of it that is worthwhile for you to progress your roster.
Yeah, I think that's greght.
Very cool. All right.
Speaking of stuff, Mysterium update.
Yeah.
I
I heard people were complaining about this.
just a little bit.
Wow. People complain about Mysterium?
Is it out of date?
Is it?
I'm kidding. Okay, maybe it's a little out of date. Maybe it's a little bit. This actually might be coming sooner than you think. So stay tuned for when we announce the details for all of the rewards around Squad Builder. But yeah, maybe a little something around the Mysterium store.
How
about that?
There you go.
How about this? You know that daily super event that you guys like? How about we make it 7 times weekly? How about that?
That's right.
Weekly Alliance super event. Talk about that a little bit.
So this was something, as we were working through the Daily Quest rework, another thing that just kind of came on the radar was, hey, the Alliance events, you have these engagement events, you have these advancement events, they haven't been touched in forever. Like, why do I want to do these things still? Are they meaningful? And we thought, hey, while we're working through all of this, why not fix that up as well? So these details will also be coming soon, but we will be looking at kind of revamping the Alliance event space and replacing the engagement and advancement events with a new Alliance Weekly Super event.
I think that's a great idea, because at this point, those Alliance events, they're kind of like once a week or when they pop out, it becomes more of an annoyance to click through the selectors of stuff that I'm not going to use.
Yep.
Right?
So we're going to be fixing some things up there. Rewards will definitely be getting better, but it'll be another place for your Alliance to be able to have engagement outside of spaces like Alliance Quest and Alliance War.
I think that's great.
Nice. We did have a question that came in. Someone had concerns over the ability to get low-level crystals. It's literally the only way to get some of them now. They mentioned this is in reference to the daily
events.
Oh, we heard the feedback on this front as well. We will not be taking away your low-tier catalysts. If these are things that you still want to grind for as a collector to bolster, again, your lower rarity champions, we will absolutely allow you to do so.
Yep.
Very cool.
That's great.
All right. We've got a sigil up. Every time I press the button, I'm hoping to see the black screen that lets me stop doing this. But yeah, we got more stuff. All right, sigil update coming July 21st. basically, essentially, we're getting increased amount of sigil tokens each earned a month. Increase weekly bundle potions. You can read everything there. I'm not going to read all the way through it just for the sake of time. But stay tuned for a post outlining all of these details coming soon. You have any context for that on your side?
I'm just excited about it.
That's great.
You got the details right in front of you.
Moving on.
Now, this is what I'm really excited about, man. Look
at
this.
those things.
Look at that.
StatCast Relics. It is time. All right, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the StatCast Relics today. Okay,
Yep.
Now first and foremost, there's going to be a very, 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 very detailed dev diary out after the stream today. Maybe an hour or a little bit more
Yeah, it
later
should
than that.
be. Yeah, it should be coming up in like 40 minutes.
Great.
Yeah,
so,
40 minutes.
So keep an eye out for that. But we're going to dive a little bit into the StatCast Relics today. So first of all, biggest difference, they're green now, which is really cool, okay? I like that color quite a bit. And they're going to be released in batches like previous relics. And the big difference, actually, is that they focus on one primary attribute and one secondary, right? So for example, let's take a look at like the Hulkbuster relic, right? The Battle Cast. It puts the shock vulnerability RPG effect on you, right? Now, when it comes to building something like that, there are so much testing that goes into making sure it doesn't break the game in 20 different directions. Guardian kind of breaks the game with it, right? So there's 300 characters. There's a lot of relics. There are a lot of synergies. That made the development of Battlecasts so intensive, right? Which is one reason why it became harder to release them as time went on, because it took so many resources. So we're trying to find a way to release a lot more relics and get them to you as fast as we possibly can. So go to the next slide.
Because strikers were the big thing there.
Strikers are the big thing.
Because we didn't want people, constantly going back and switching between their champions for their decks and for all the different things that they were doing.
Yeah.
So this hopefully helps us solve that pain point. And over here, we are...
So you're still not saying the currency. My guy, give me a second. It's the first thing. So StatCast Relics, they are coming in August, and there will be a new form of shards for this. Kabam trying to be slick. I just said it. All right, so available in a new form of shards, okay? Strikers remain. Yay, strikers.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, there will be a new form of shards. Existing alloys, rank up gems, awakening gems, embers, all of those things, they will work on both StatCast Relics and they will work on Battlecast Relics. StatCast will be available at the 5 to 7 star rarities. Now, the initial batch is coming out with 60 unique StatCast Relics per rarity. That's going to be 3 different rarities. 180. That's a lot, right?
That's a lot,
because
dude.
for each one, there's the primary attribute, and then there's going to be the secondary. So there's essentially 5 versions of each statue. So there's 12 different statues coming out. 12 times 5 is 60. Multiply that by 3, and you have 180. 180 new relics are coming, boom, into the game in August.
In August? We're going to do that over time. We're going to have our first 60 coming.
Pretty sure that's in August, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yeah, but
Am I wrong?
No, 180 is not coming in August. 60 is coming in
Isn't
August.
180 coming in August?
Rarities.
Yeah.
180, right?
3 rarities.
In August.
Yeah.
180 in August.
Alrighty, just you go ahead and look out for that. You look out for that dev diary, and all the details will be there, and all the announcements in written word.
Yeah.
Next up,
Rebirth events. All right. I'm excited for this one. So, very excited for this one. This is a great event that we do every single year. Coming in August as well, because the summer was not jam-packed enough. Updated 7-hour crystals. This is the Legends event or the reunion event. Every year we come up with a new fun name for these. I can't wait to find out what we call it next year. So, we're going to be doing an Act 8.
I'm like already trying to think ahead.
We're going to be doing an Act 8 Crucible this time. There's going to be solo objectives. There's going to be a Crucible Realm event as well. A little spoiler for that. There's only one path in the hard difficulty this time. There's going to be a login calendar. There's going to be a celebration arena. More details coming next month. And a new Legend Selector pool featuring 6 champions. Now, let's start talking about those 6 champions really quick.
All right.
So as you can see, this lovely lady right here, this lovely android, we have Viv Vision. Now, who's going to be in these? Go back. I'm not done.
wait,
Go
what?
back. So, as you can see, who's going to be in these? I got some stuff to talk about,
keep
man.
going.
All right, so who's going to be in this selector this year? Okay, so we have VidVision with a couple of bug fixes that we found and ability cleanups. No bad bugs. It's not like we're going to be making her worse or anything. In fact, she's going to be a little bit better. Let's talk about 5 more champions that are coming, okay?
I'm already excited about Viv. Viv is currently my favorite tech champion, so
Well, she's
to see her come in as a 7-star.
She's coming, right?
Nice.
So there's
Okay,
gonna. I'm
now?
not done yet.
How are you not
I have
done
to
yet?
give a disclaimer. All right.
Okay, all right, go.
All right, man.
Well, let them stare at this because they need
you know
to
what?
look. Look,
You're
they
done.
need to.
You
They
are
need
done.
to
I'm
look.
taking this away from
I'm
you.
just trying to move
Suspense is
forward.
killing
All
me.
right. So listen, in all seriousness, all right.
All right, we're
there's
gonna
also
go back.
going to be.
Oh wait, oh, well,
my God.
There we go. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. If you didn't interrupt. All right, here we go.
There's going to be 5 more champions receiving a tune-up. Now let's talk about this really quickly. All right. So whenever we, introduce new 7-stars to the game, we try to, make sure they're in a good spot. We're not always able to adjust their kit or their balance, proponents when it comes to this. But every now and then, when we have designers who are super passionate about like the champions going to the pool, they take on a little bit of extra work in their, spare time, essentially, right, to make sure that happens. So this time around, the champion and balance team got together and they were like, you know what? Let's give these 5 champions a little bit of extra love before they get into the 7-star pool. This isn't something that we can do every time you release 7 stars, of course, but we're really happy we're able to do it this time, and we feel really good about updating these 5 champions, and all of the buff info will be coming very soon.
All right.
So, now, Dave already spoiled the first one, but can you guess
Well, I didn't
who this
spoil
is?
it. Everyone knew who it was automatically.
So, for the science champion coming in the selector, who do you think it is?
Is it Anti-Venom?
It looks like we have
looks like
Anti-Venom coming. That's right. Hit the next one.
Not Uncle Venom.
It's not. Boom.
All right, here we go.
Anti-Venom. All right, now
All
Dave really
right.
likes this next one. He made this teaser for the next one.
All right, chat. Who is it? Who is it? Who's it? I just want to see in the chat. I just want to see if anybody knows who that is.
I'm not even.
They think it's
I don't
Man
even
Thing,
know
Man
A lot of
Thing,
people are saying
Anti-Venom, Man
Man-Thing.
Thing.
A little tip, the champion isn't already a 7-star. Man-Thing is released as I see a couple people guessing it.
Mojo, yeah,
I've seen
some people
2
think.
people guess it. Hit it.
Here we go.
Dr. Voodoo will be getting a bit of an update and coming to the 7-star pool.
Very, very good. Those are eagle-eyed. Very,
Yeah.
very eagle-eyed. All right, up next. I think this one's kind of easy.
This one's a little bit easier.
Yeah, people that know. Who's this?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. Well,
I
there's
see
still-
1 person, 2 people have said it.
Yeah, they know who it is.
3 people
All right,
have said
there we
it.
go. That's
Night
our next
Thrasher
one.
will be getting a bit of a tune-up and
right.
joining the pool.
Next one up.
This is personally my favorite of the bunch.
What do we got here?
I'm very excited for this one. I saw it already.
You saw it already?
Yep.
Jeez. All right, here we go.
I'm so excited
Yeah.
for this one,
Yeah.
man. I am
This one looks
stoked.
good. This one's looking good. And up next, this one's easy. I think, maybe. Is it? Is it easy?
I've seen people
That one
guess
took
this
me a
one.
second.
I've
That
seen
one-
people
that one
guess
took me a
this from
second.
like the beginning. They've been guessing
Yeah,
this one,
they
actually.
guessed it.
So,
Yeah, that's in there.
Call Obsidian will also be receiving a little tune-up and join the pool.
All right, and of course,
And just beautiful, beautiful wallpaper that I wanted to throw in there
Yep.
as I was making this.
That's-
But she also had, she was there in the beginning. But so pretty.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Hit one
cool.
What
more.
an awesome list.
Yeah, it's a really awesome list. And keep in mind, right? So we did feel like all these champions were fine enough to join the 7-star, roster like this. But again, like I said, there were some people who were really passionate about some of these champions. And as they were going through some of them, they were like, all right, well, maybe we could do this one too. All right, well, if we're doing most of them, let's also do the final 2. And that's kind of how that happened,
Yep.
right?
It happens that way. All right, moving on. We have. I don't know. This is.
I don't know what that is either, but it seems like there might be even more exciting things
Yeah.
coming in July.
Yeah. There's so many new things. We gave you a quick look at the at a squad builder with the Fantastic Force recruitment, and then there's another completely brand new thing coming to the game. We just don't have time in this stream to show it to you, so keep an eye out for announcements and all that stuff. This will be coming later on this month as well. So stay tuned for the Doombots, which might also be called Soonbots.
He sent me a screenshot of that last night. He texted me a screenshot of that last night at 12:30 a.m.
Oh man.
All right, and here's jeez, I forgot how many things we have in here. Okay, so you've already seen Mr. Knight, what he looks like. However, we do have some more things for you to see, like what
He looks great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does. Let's
In
have a
fact,
look at. Here it's
Some
his basic attacks.
combos, right?
All right,
He pulls out the baton, hits him with the stick.
there we go. And next,
This is sick.
yeah,
This is sick.
nice and sparkly.
Puts him to sleep. Of course, the champion is still in active development, so no details on the kit just yet, but as you can see, there is a bit of a sleep passive there.
All right, and this is a good time.
Oh, that's
It's so cool. It's so cool. So cool.
These just keep getting better.
Yeah. All right. So that is that for all of the things that we're doing. We will have our giveaways coming here. We just need a quick refresh on the screen so we could jump on in and show you all the great people who have won. Are we on that same screen now? We are almost there. All right. So yeah, there's the giveaway stuff. We talked about that, and we are loading up. Well, while that loads, this happened last time too, I think.
It did.
So, something
I
like
really
this
hope-
happened
I
last
really
time.
hope that this
It's
doesn't
just-
happen again.
Yeah. Well, we do have our winners. I do have the list of people.
We can always read it out.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. Here we go.
Let's hit it. All right, for the Titan Crystal, we got Mac Flame, Sergeant Paper 19, Matt Dog 10, Corey Matthews though, and Hayen 0211. I was looking all the way up there, and it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
So much
I was
easier.
wondering what you were doing. Yeah, I really like the name Sergeant Paper. That's just pretty cool.
it's cool.
Yeah. All right, champion choice. So again, you get to pick between getting the Maker or the High Evolutionary. We will reach out to you.
Man, what a
you
month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. So good luck with that choice. All right, we've got Scientist. That's funny. Sherry Palm, Charles X94, Mr. Hashira 18, and Furta Demaya. Congratulations to everyone who entered, and hope you choose wisely and all that good stuff.
I don't know how you choose between those two. They
yeah.
both look so good.
Can I have both?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're probably wondering for the last thing, where is the code? The code is right here. Jump on into our Summoners Market, and while you're there, make sure you check out the Heat Wave sale that is in there. Drops in July 25. Drops in July 25. That is the code. So share it with your friends and share it with your family members and all the people. And if you want someone to play MCOC, be like, hey, if you download now, you can download on Steam and everything else. And also use this code and get some cool stuff. All right, it drops in July 25, and that is it for our show today. So thank you very much for coming by, Kabam Zen. I mean, you broke down all of the
Happy to
roadmap
be
stuff.
here.
Yeah.
These 2 months look insane. I've been saying it for months now. July and August are some of the most jam-packed months we've had in maybe since I started working here. At this point, it's been a long time.
You don't realize it until you're building a slide deck that has 100 slides on it.
There's another one? There's another one?
I was actually actively hoping that we didn't have any more slides. And you know what's funny? There's so much stuff. There was stuff we actually just didn't include because there's just not enough time to go through all of this stuff. So keep an eye out on all of our channels, our forums, website. Definitely come back next month as we go through another crazy roadmap. Maybe we'll even have Zen come back. Who knows? We will see. So if you like the video, if you like the stream, if you like what we're doing, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, subscribe, give to your family and your family members, all that stuff. Maybe even bring your pets next time because it's going to be a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see you in the battle realm. Welcome back to another Marvel Contest of Champions live stream right here on twitch.tv/Kabam, YouTube, and now on Steam. I'm your host, Kabam Dork, and
Kabamasaurus Rex here, ready to talk about some new champions. We got the Maker, High Evolutionary, and so many more exciting things to talk about in this stream. We have a lot of guests, a lot of new things coming to the Battle Realm. Are you excited, Dave?
I am. You know what rhymes with new?
Tell me.
Valiant EQ and a whole bunch of other brand new things. You know what? Let's get into it. Welcome back to another Marvel Contest of Champions live stream right here on twitch.tv/Kabam and the official Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube page. And if you didn't know, we're also on Steam. We are having a really good time. And before we even get started, I saw a comment. Someone said, hey, Maker is mid. No. That's not happening today. So we got a very, very exciting show, not only with a lot of guests, but a lot of stuff happening on our roadmap. Yeah, we got a really great roadmap. Who am I looking at? I'm looking at my guests right here, your favorite dinosaur, Kabamasaurus Rex.
What is going on, Summoners? We're here live at the studio in Vancouver. We got a jam-packed show for you today. I am so excited to let you in on the Maker, High Evolutionary, a bunch of other fun stuff as well. Stay tuned. You're going to want to stick around to the end because we got some exciting updates coming right to you. I'm really excited, Dave. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. And someone goes, hey, is this live stream live? It is live. Is it pre-recorded? No. The intro was. But no.
Well, the intro always is. It's just an easier way to go about launching the stream.
That's right.
That's right. It's a nice beginning.
All right, so, I'm going to go ahead and answer some questions right away. Everyone's wondering about the drops. Okay, the drops are still kind of in test mode. We've had some issues with people not being able to claim them and all that stuff, so we're running another test. So you're just going to get some potions in the Twitch drops for the 3 milestones. However, at the end of the stream, we will give a promo code that has the normal Twitch drop stuff in it, which is going to be the 5 energy refills, the 3 revives, and the 3 reunion crystals. They'll all be in there, all good. That's going to happen at the end of the stream, but just make sure to test the Twitch drops. You're signing up and all that good stuff, and we'll go through that in just a sec. But let's go ahead and start out with some announcements. Well, no. We need the rules.
That's right. We
gotta have the rules. There is one rule. Be nice. Do the good thing. Be a good person. And be a nice viewer, right?
Of course.
Yeah, that's all good stuff. All right, let's jump into our announcements right up on the screen right here. All right, so last call on Heatwave.
Last call.
Is it the last call?
Almost.
It's not the last call. The last call is on Monday.
Yeah. There's some time left.
Yeah. That's not a last call. Like maybe on the last call you can be like last week we made the dates you see